Okay, so thank you for joining me today on the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Podcast. For those of you listening, just full disclosure, our guest today is my fiance, Alexander Becenti. He is a photographer. He recently started his business in October of 2022. And he's been working on it ever since then. He's engaged a little bit with our programming. So I wanted to have him on here just to talk about his journey so far and what entrepreneurship has been like for him. So thanks for being here and for agreeing to do this with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been awesome. It's my second podcast and the nerves just don't stop.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little interesting for me interviewing you because I do know some of your story, but I am curious to see what some of your answers are to the questions I'll ask.
Yeah.
But to start off, can you just introduce yourself, your business, but also give a little background just about who you are in general?
Okay, so my name is Alexander Becenti. I created a photography business, A1 Moments. I deal with a lot of niches of photography. I'm not really tied down to one just because, I don't want to be tied down to one. It's more so just servicing your customers and get to know who they are and, fulfilling their dreams and what they want to accomplish. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My parents are from Shiprock, and I've lived my whole life here. I'm excited to see what this new step in my journey is. I don't really have anything holding me back as far as which avenues I want to take. Right now, it's just an open map.
So what led you to starting your business?
It was a couple of things. It was during the pandemic. I was starting to take photography more seriously. At first, it started to be a hobby. I'd go out on hikes, and this was like 2014, 2015, just going out on day hikes and taking my camera and, getting to see the world as it is, getting to see nature and just grounding myself. But through that, I wanted to show like my parents, my sister, my family, just kind of what I saw when I was being out there. And, I wanted to show the emotion that was present there. And I wanted to present it to those people. So that's how it started out. Sorry, what was the question?
Just how you started, what led you to start your business?
Like I said, it was a couple things that was kind of going down. So like I said, it started out as a hobby, and that progressed to more and more people inquiring about like events or just like family shoots. So while that was going on, I also had a day job or a night shift job. I used to work for, it's a cool, but I used to work for Shamrock Foods. And during the pandemic, it was at like peak pandemic, no one didn't want to go out. So they would order out. And at first, restaurants and businesses weren't open. So my regular paycheck of like, what?
Well, you're up it was a good living.
Yeah, my regular paycheck was like up here, then it was diminished to down here. And then once businesses started opening back up, it's pretty much a crazy show, a circus, if you will. And so from down here, went all the way like up there. It was crazy, like working hours.
Yeah.
And it's just, I wanted something out of my life that the job at Shamrock Foods couldn't give me. I wanted family time. I wanted to be there for important moments. My cousin just had a baby, so I guess that would kind of make me an uncle. I don't know.
You're pretty much her uncle. You're her cousin, but she's baby, so we're like, you're like her.
Yeah, so like she just had a game this past weekend, and I got to be able to see that, got to be able to travel up there and get to see her running bases, hitting homers.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that entrepreneurs love about being entrepreneurs is they get to choose their time and who they want to spend it with and spend it for. You could work 30 hours a day and you get all your stuff done, and then tomorrow take the day off, and you just kind of have the whole day for yourself, for your family, and just kind of have that free time to balance. So that's kind of what led me to creating my own business and what led me to entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So what has been kind of like, what has it been like? What has been one of, I guess, kind of, I want to get into what are some things that have been challenging about running and starting your own business, and then what are some things that have been like awesome and beneficial?
I would have to say some challenges that have presented themselves is I used to eat out a lot. So, I mean, being at Shamrock Foods, your break and your lunch are on a limited time schedule. And so the closest thing down the road was like quarter of a mile, and it was easy. You could just get it, go, and then get back to work. So that would be my lunch break. So I guess one place in my life that I've had to pivot is where I spend my money. It used to be going out eating, and now it's pivoted to making dinner at home, making lunch at home. So that's one challenge that's presented itself. Another is I drive a Jeep, and some of you may know what driving a Jeep is like. It's a gas guzzler, but it is a nice gas guzzler. I will say that. I've taken care of it, and it's something I want to keep down the line. So I will continue to drive that gas guzzler.
Yeah.
And the second question was
some of the benefits, but can I just touch on that? Because like we've kind of been on this journey together, and I think that has been the most challenging. You had, when you were working at Shamrock, it was like dual income, but now it's hard because you are making money, but all of it's going back into your business. So like we're not at the point yet where you can pay yourself. So that's why we've had to be more frugal and decide, okay, where do we want to spend our money? That has been a challenge, I think. But I think it's also one of the sacrifices that you have to make if you really do want to build your business, because it's nice to have that secure paycheck, and personally, like I like having that security with my own job. So I do think it takes a special person and special circumstances to be able to like take that leap. So then the second part of that question was, what have been some of the benefits? And you already kind of touched on that, but I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add.
Not so much. It was just more freeing up my time and just kind of being there for family,
Yeah.
being there for the important moments in life.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, because before it was like you had to work, and
Yeah.
now you get to choose.
I mean, with a traditional job, you can put in like PTO and, get the days off that you want if you put in further enough. But usually the events that came up were on the go.
Mhm.
And so I didn't have time to put in PTO. Either that or I just had to decide, whether I wanted to,
Save your PTO for a vacation.
Yeah,
take it.
or call in.
Yeah. So you're one of the, I guess you could say, newest entrepreneurs that I've interviewed. You're like earlier on in your journey, whereas some of them are further along. What have been some of the resources that you've tapped into, and also some of the learning curves, I guess you could say, because there is a lot that goes into putting together your own business and running it. So I'm wondering if you could speak to some of those learning curves, and then how you were able to maybe tap into different educational resources
Yeah.
that helped you figure out how to start and run your business.
Yeah. I would have to say that YouTube University is probably a good good outlet for me. It's where I kind of find my creativity, and just watching other people do stuff and then kind of wanting to recreate that. So we have that. I have some people that I follow here in Albuquerque. They're really motivational, and they speak their mind, speak some truths, and just kind of people you want in your circle that you just kind of need that motivation you can go to, and you can reach out. Hey, like send a message. Hey, feeling kind of down lately. Can you help me out? I just have like a one-to-one talk with them. So I have those people in my life, which is very beneficial. Kind of the motivators in my corner. Some other resources that I would have to shout out is UNM, Reinforced Innovations. Great, you guys are great. Referred me to different trainings, different programs, to where I can also learn different stuff. Stuff like taxes, or I guess what were the other ones? Like social media.
Yeah.
I've
referred you to a lot of different trainings, specifically because I want to shout out to the MBDA.
Yes.
And then West.
Mhm.
I know I've sent you to some trainings from West, and then also New Mexico Community Capital, which we haven't taken full advantage of yet. But I think one of the awesome resources that they have, which at least for me, kind of helping you along your journey, the most intimidating thing for me has been like figuring out the accounting and the taxes together. And I know New Mexico Community Capital has like QuickBooks programming where you can get a year for free or something. We haven't taken advantage of that yet, but I guess just to like tie into that on my end, I wanted to do the accounting ourselves. And so I like put together a spreadsheet, and I was like, I got this. I took one accounting class for my MBA, and it's just, I'm not an accountant. So we're like, okay, we need QuickBooks. We need a more professional platform just to make sure that we're doing everything correctly. So we haven't transitioned to that yet, but I think one thing, I guess for us, because it's his business, but I help with the admin stuff. So for me, that's been the most intimidating thing. Even though I help entrepreneurs and refer them to resources, I can definitely empathize, starting off as an entrepreneur, and just having to figure out all of that, especially the accounting and taxes stuff is hard.
Yeah. I guess that's one learning curve that we share.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What was the question?
Oh no, you pretty much answered it. I don't know if there were any other resources or like just learning curves. Yeah.
Oh, I had to develop my own website, develop my own business cards. Canva was great for some of that. I was able to do my business cards and then transfer it over and then just kind of have them the next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that was definitely a different learning curve. It was easy, but it was also like meticulous. You know, I wanted things a certain way, and you know, it provided the service, but it was also like kind of tedious.
Yeah. I guess my next question would be, what are some words of encouragement you have to anyone listening, whether they're Native American, not Native American, live on or off the reservation, if they're thinking of starting a business or they have an idea and they think it's something they really want to pursue, but they're kind of nervous to take that leap, what would be a word of advice or encouragement that you would give to them?
That's a good question. In my free time, I like to write down little things that I kind of think of. This is one thing that I haven't touched since March of 2018. It's just kind of something that's been here, but has also been like a nudge to keep going, keep doing what I want to do, and keep doing who I want to do it for. So the quote is, "Things happen for no reason at all, but they create opportunities, and you learn from those opportunities, even the missed ones." So that's that.
So basically just like life is a learning process.
Yeah.
And it's okay to be scared. It's okay if you fail, you'll learn one way or another.
Just keep taking those steps to pursuing your passions and your goals. You know, you have all these people in your corner who want to see you succeed, but it takes you as yourself to keep taking those steps and keep pursuing your passions.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things I've seen, you know, and even with myself, I guess I struggle with sometimes is, you know, you have an idea or something that you want to do. And you like kind of know how to do it, or you know who you could ask.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you know, and you have people in your corner cheering you on, but ultimately it's up to you to take that first step. Like no one's going to take that first step for you.
Yeah.
So if you really, I think as an entrepreneur, have to take ownership of that. And, you know, not just say, oh, this is something that I want to do someday, like actually take that first step.
Yeah. And it's kind of being an entrepreneur, you have to set that self-doubt of yourself to the side, and you have to do it. Like, this is your passion, this is what you want to do, and you know, you have to do it. Either you succeed or you stay stagnant.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate your time.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I would just want to leave off on is, if people listening in, how could they find you? What's your Instagram? And I'll put it in the comments as well.
Okay. I guess I should have brought some business cards. A1 Moments, www.a1moments.com is my website. Instagram is A1 Moments, A1.moments. for Instagram. And those are the main platforms that I
Really engaged.
keep in contact with. Do I put my phone number?
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to thank you. You know, this is my second podcast, and it's always, like I said, it's always nerve-wracking until you get here and you start speaking what you love and you know what you want to do in life. So I want to thank you for allowing me to find a different way to speak about the things that I love. So
Of course.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have you back on in like a year.
yeah,
You're like,
when I'm like a millionaire.
oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Cecilia, check them. She's the best.